Have you ever gotten something you thought would make you truly happy? Like a new phone, a vacation, or a promotion, only to realize after a while the excitement fades and you are left wanting more. I remember the day I got my first phone. I was waiting for months, imagining how happy I would be. When I opened the box, I felt excited. My hand shook, the screen shimmered under the light, but after a few weeks, the excitement faded. The phone became just another object on my desk, not different from the things which I already had. I began thinking, maybe I will feel that happiness again when I win that next competition or get a perfect grade. But the same thing happened. The joy faded quickly. This is when I realized it was not just me. It is part of being human. Have you ever found yourself stuck chasing happiness only to see it fade again? It is a common struggle. If you think there's no scientific explanation behind this, I have to tell you, you might be wrong. So let's take a closer look at a psychological concept called hedonic adaptation. Hedonic adaptation is a process by which we quickly return to our baseline level of happiness after experiencing positive or negative change in our lives. So, what is the problem here? We often chase happiness through achievements. Hedonic adaptation makes us adjust to happiness so quickly that things which we thought would bring us lasting happiness only give us a brief thrill. Psychological research by Brickman, Coates, and Janet Blumen in 1978 showed that people quickly adapt to change in their lives. The results of this experiment showed that people who win the lottery may feel ecstatic for a short time, but eventually return to their previous levels of happiness. I experienced something similar when I started playing volleyball. At first, the thrill of improving was amazing, but after a few weeks, that initial excitement faded. It just became another routine in my life. From an evolutionary perspective, this helped our ancestors survive by staying alert to new needs instead of getting too comfortable. But today, it often leaves us stuck on the treadmill of temporary happiness. The more we chase happiness, the higher our hopes get, and the more disappointed we feel when things go back to normal. We become like hamsters on a wheel, running faster and harder after happiness, only to find it slipping away. It is not just a theory, it is reflected in rising levels of anxiety, perfectionism, and burnout. We spend so much time chasing happiness that we might forget that it is already here, in the present moment. But what if this chase is never ending? What if no matter what we do, we will always feel unhappy? How many times did you think, this will make me happy, and feel disappointed in the end? But what if the real answer is not fighting it, but learning to live with it? And one way to do this is practicing gratitude. It can help shift your focus away from things you do not have and instead allow you to appreciate the present moment. One way to do this is by keeping gratitude journal. In the book Thanks, How Practicing Gratitude Can Make You Happier, the researcher Robert Emmons found that participants who kept a simple gratitude journal ended up 25% happier than those who did not. They even slept better and had more energy just after a few weeks. So let's create a gratitude practice together. Every day, take a moment to reflect on 3 things you are grateful for. It can be anything, big or small. Start with just 5 minutes every day. You can write them down in a journal or even on your phone. To make it easier for you, here are some writing prompts to get you started. What is one thing that made you smile today? What is something you are grateful for about yourself? What is one simple pleasure you often take for granted? Another powerful way to stay present and protect your happiness is mindfulness, the practice of focusing on the present moment and noticing your surroundings, feelings, thoughts as they are. Yes, you probably heard about mindfulness before. and maybe even ignored it. But here is the truth. It works. A Harvard study that followed 15,000 people showed that we are happier when our minds are focused on the present moment, even during boring tasks. So, here's a mini challenge for you. Try 1 minute of mindfulness every day. Just sit quietly and focus on your breath. If your mind wanders, that is okay. Gently bring it back. With time, it will get easier for you. You can also try YouTube videos or apps like Insight Timer or Headspace if you want some guidance. At first, I struggled too. My mind wandered constantly, and I felt like I was not doing it right. But after sticking with it for a few minutes every day, I started to feel more present, more alive in the moment. Slowly, mindfulness became something I looked forward to, a break from rushing through life. Remember, happiness is not waiting for us at the finish line. It is in everyday moments we often overlook. The conversations, the quiet mornings, the things which we already have. If we stop waiting to finally be happy, we might realize that we already are. So, right now, take a moment. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and think about 3 things you are grateful for. And remember, life and happiness happen in the time between those goals.